Hey, morning, Jamila.
Hey, blessed love, Norval.
How are you?
I'm giving thanks. How you doing?
I'm doing well,
How's your
She's
mom?
she's doing much better, Yeah, man, she's doing much better.
Good. You have permission to share screen and everything? Or I
I
have to
mean,
look that up?
you probably have to. I don't think that, yeah, you have to. I just requested it.
All right. See, no, I allowed you.
Okay, good, 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 good.
Yeah.
All right. Let me just make one edit to my presentation and then after I start.
All right. No problem.
How much minutes do we get?
Roughly 15 minutes each.
Okay, I don't need so much.
Yeah, so that's just a space. They
Hmm,
can flow from there.
yeah.
All right.
Okay. So, Jamila,
Yeah, Norval.
so the agenda is you open remarks and all of those stuff, and then afterwards you'll be able to actually present and share, right?
Yeah, so I'm going to be having just brief questions with you guys as well. So I guess you can just um present, give a run through of the projects that you're working on, and then I'll ask you each questions after you've both presented.
So that is if I can answer it, but okay.
Pretty sure you can. You're navigating a whole um
Yeah,
project, so that's probably four questions. Um, and then there's a Q&A section as well. So if anybody has any questions, they can ask.
yeah, man.
Hmm.
But just an heads up is that I won't necessarily speaking much on the projects. Yes, the presentation actually overlaps that in some sense, right? But it's just a general presentation and you will see it.
Uh,
It's more of how to help persons navigate the space rather than just me sharing about what we're doing, even though aspect of it actually touch on it.
yeah, well, people want to know what you're doing in order to have particular interests on how
Yeah,
to
man.
space. So it'd be great to talk about what you're doing
Yeah,
and
man, definitely. It does.
give a run through of the space as well. So that's really the discussion. All right, so I'm gonna just allow 5 minutes for some more persons to join, and then we will begin.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, greetings. We're just allowing some time for persons to join, so just hang tight. We're here.
Okay, no problem.
Wanted to check in. Will you be sharing screen, Delano and Tracia?
I'm not sharing screen yet. I put start video.
Okay. So what you can do is just attempt to share your screen now so I can give you the permission.
Okay, stop video, start video.
Yeah, I was wondering if you were going to share your screen from your computer. Was there anything you wanted to show us when you're presenting? So we can do that from now. I could give you the
Oh,
option from now, is what I'm saying.
well, Tricia has everything in her computer, so she is, as far as I know, utilizing her laptop. So she'll have whatever information there.
Yeah,
Like
sure.
Tracy, share your screen and I'll give you the permission. So when it's time for you to present, you'd already have the permission to share your screen.
Yeah, no problem.
and well, the next thing is the website itself.
All
Got
right.
Okay, is it working for you?
Yeah, it's working fine.
All right, perfect. No problem. I am coming onto the screen. Yeah. So I'm back in the tropics.
Nice.
Yes,
I love it.
I love it too. How are you guys doing?
Excellent. Excellent.
Yes, I'm happy. How about you, Tracy?
Yeah, I'm doing good too. I actually was in America just this past week. So yeah, I'm also back in the Caribbean, and I'm
That's
feeling rejuvenated.
the best place to be, right?
Of course.
Yes, I'm just going to give probably 2 more minutes, just as a few more people can join. All right, so
Sure.
just stick around and we'll be there in a bit.
Is Naval on yet?
Yeah,
Yes.
man, I'm here, man. Big up
All
yourself.
right. Boy, you seeing me right now or my screen not sharing yet?
No, I'm seeing you. Your camera
Okay,
is
nice.
on. Yeah, yeah.
Cool, cool. And no, let me see. Bam. Mhm. So how have things been all this time for you, Naval? Busy.
Um, it's very busy and stressful, but once we have
Yeah,
life and God,
come on, they're
we
they're they're
good.
talking.
How many people are on?
Uh,
Hey, Dwayne, the mic is on. Yeah.
Hi, morning, everybody.
Ah,
Good
greetings,
morning.
greetings, greetings, greetings. Who's here?
I'm eating a little plum rose if all you don't mind.
You making a what?
I'm eating a little plum rose, Pamarak.
Plum rose. Let me see.
Yeah.
Let's see it. Ooh.
But that's
Oh,
one
It's
of the
already
red.
half eaten.
Oh,
oh,
it's
What
a
is it?
peach. It's like a
oh.
peach.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. It's actually we call it Otaiti apple in Jamaica.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. We got it apple.
In shape, it's more like a pear than a peach.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I got you. Okay, I love the turnout here today. I'm seeing that somebody is new in the chat.
Yes, my team member Amza is here. Big up Amza, everyone.
Big
Okay,
up, Amzai.
Mansa, welcome to the space. Matthew Cohen, welcome as well. All right, we can definitely go ahead and start. Get the show on the road. Yes. So, welcome, 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 lovely Youth Hub family. Welcome to our June session. I am Jamila Falak, for those of you who do not know me. And it brings me such joy always to be here every last Saturday per month with you all. In June, we are exploring the theme Youth-Led Innovation, Designing Tomorrow's Solutions. In a region bursting with creativity and resilience and brilliance, our youth are not only imagining change, but we're also building it. So today we'll be highlighting 2 exciting examples of youth-led projects that are actively shaping the future of education and regional problem solving. So a warm welcome to all returning members and a special shout out to the new participants who I see here today. So please, I'm asking you kindly to turn on your cameras if you're able to, as it helps us to stay connected and feel free to use the chat to share any reflections that you have, any encouragements, any engagements. Drop your flag wherever you're from, or feel free to even ask questions throughout the sessions, as this will definitely keep us engaged. So without further ado, we're going to hop into our icebreaker activities. And this section is called Meet Your Regional Peers. So let's do a quick check-in with each other. And the prompt that we have for today is 1, share your name, your country, and 1 word that describes innovation. What does innovation mean to you? So you can just share 1 word that describes innovation. All right, so we can start off with Matthew. Seeing that you're new here, we'd love to know where you're from, what you do, and 1 word that describes innovation.
Hi everyone, so my name is Matthew. I'm from Jamaica and I'm a computer science student. 1 word that describes innovation, I'd say creative or creativity.
Okay. Thank you for being here, Matthew. It's an honor to have you. I see Hamza is here. Hamza, you can go next.
Hi everyone.
Hello.
My name is Mohammed. I am you can say a colleague of one of member your Norwell, and I am from Pakistan, and I am a software engineer. You can say, and one more for innovation, you can say to develop something that help, you can say in solving some problems, and
Okay.
that is something.
All
Yeah.
right. Thank you for sharing and thank you for being here all the way from Pakistan to the Caribbean.
Thanks,
Well,
thanks Norwell as well. You just invite me to join this session.
amazing. Thanks for being here. Claudine, I think you just joined. So what we're doing is we're doing an open icebreaker. Welcome, firstly. Just introduce your name, what you do, and one word that describes innovation to you.
Hi everyone. On the spot. Okay, thanks, Jamila. Hi everyone. My name is Claudine. I am with Gelpo, Norval's team. And one word that describes innovation to me is transformation. I believe innovation should be transformative, not just in terms of procedures and output, but also in terms of people, in terms of our mindset should shift. So yeah, I don't know if I've answered all of that.
Thank you for being here. I'm so excited to hear about the works that you're doing. All right. Dilano.
Yeah. Are you ready for me?
Well,
Right.
in the icebreaker so that, we can go down the line. I'm going down the line.
Nice, no problem. So for me, innovation could mean many things, like it's obviously solutions, creative solutions that are useful. So I would say transformation.
Okay, great. And Kim?
Hi, I actually just hopped on. What am I supposed to be saying?
Okay, great. So we're doing a regional icebreaker now, and you introduce your name, which country you're from, and one word that describes innovation to you.
Okay, great. Hi everybody. I'm Kimberly Lecky. I'm from Jamaica, and one word that describes innovation for me is change, because innovation usually marks that period of change.
Mhm.
There we go. Who else do we have here? Thank you for sharing, Kim, and being here. Nikki. You're muted if you're talking. O'Brien.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Hi, guys.
You went back to being muted.
Can you hear me now?
Perfect.
Yep.
Oh, okay, good. Sorry. Yeah, so I'm Nikki Williams. I am from Trinidad and Tobago, and I work across different sectors from publishing and, sustainability, education. Um, And my word that I would use to describe innovation, although I am in agreement with all the words that were thrown out before, like change and transformation, I would say it's creativity for me because it requires thinking outside of the box, and very much creatively to come up with solutions. So that's my choice for, that part.
Amazing. Give thanks. I'm in agreement with you on that. It's very neat words that are very similar. So I'm excited to hear the rest of the responses as well to see if there is anything a little out of the bracket there. But thank you for finally joining us on one of the meetings. I'm happy to have you here. And just for the persons who just joined, a part of our housekeeping is that if you can have your cameras on, please come on camera and engage with us. It's one of the opportunities that we get to meet once per month and to see each other and engage. So coming into the meetings going forward, please, if you can, just prepare yourself to come on camera and just engage, okay? Brittany. Dwayne. Oh, wait, Dwayne. Brittany, are you there?
Hi, good morning, everyone. Okay, hold on. Please excuse the background.
There we go. Hey, Brittany.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brittany. I am from beautiful Barbados. And what was part of the icebreakers again? Sorry.
Okay, so you state your name, a little bit about what you do, your country, and one word that describes what does innovation mean to you.
Okay. I current we're currently trying to I'm with Dr. Sonia Peter, and we just been doing a lot of workshops lately. And also just trying to juggle that with work currently. So been always a busy bee lately. And what does innovation mean to me? One word would be, I guess one word would be reinventing. Cause like more than like really and truly, there is like a foundation. It's just to like change it for the better of the country, change it for the better as for yourself and for the people around you.
Lovely. Give thanks. And for the people who don't know who we are that you're referring to, who is we that you are referring to?
It would be your family, your friends, your country, your community. That is what I mean when I say people around you. So much that, it could spread towards worldwide, regionally.
Okay, thank you. Dwayne. Are you there, brother?
Hi, morning everyone. Apologies, my camera will be on shortly. But for me, when I think of the word innovation, what comes to mind is evolution, integration and evolution, because we're integrating things that's happening every day around us and trying to evolve it in a sense. So those are that's what come to mind when I hear innovation. Looking forward to today's session.
Amazing. Thank you for being here. And love that. Stephanie.
Hi, good morning, everybody. How are you?
Greetings. We're doing
Greetings. Great. So originally I'm from Toronto, but right now I am situated in Jamaica, and we are a children's educational creative space, and we offer initiatives that are based on environmental sustainability and STEAM. And innovation to me is confidence. And for me, that is especially important for children because we want them to have the confidence to be able to explore their ideas and have the curiosity to innovate and to know that their voice has value and their ideas matter. So it's all about confidence.
awesome. Thank you. Valinel. Got it.
Hello, I'm Delano Wilson. I'm from the United States, New York, and I'm an intern, mainly focusing on cross-reference and organization for funders, focusing in environment. And one word for me that describes innovation would be at first I had transformation, but it also, what everybody spoke about, helped me kind of go towards more revolution, because the fact that like many communities come together to help solve problems that, you know, collectively they can work out and help solve and change, you know, that kind of aspect of the revolution movement moving forward kind of helped me think of that word describing innovation.
Amazing. Thank you. Whitney. All right, I see a few persons just joined. Two persons just joined. We have Talia and we have Morrison or Hayton Morrison. So if you can have your cameras on, please put them on. And if not, we respect that. But going forward, if you're coming to the meetings, just know that we'd love to have your face on the camera. So Hayton, we're doing an icebreaker, which is state your name, what country you're from, and one word that describes innovation to you. Hayton, over to you. You're muted. Talia?
Hello, hi,
Yeah, can
morning.
you hear me now?
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's Hayton Morrison. I'm in Toronto, born in Jamaica. And the question is, what does innovation mean to me?
That's one word.
Okay. It it means creativity.
Okay. Thank you for sharing and thank you for being here. Talia?
Hi, morning. Talia from Carifel Alliance, the regional project coordinator. I would say innovation to me means um, improvement and efficiency, or always find a way to improve and make things work better in any way that you can.
All right. So I think that's everybody. We're trying to connect with Whitney, but I don't know. We're not hearing you, Whitney. But you can drop it in the comments. Feel free to type your responses. And we're gonna go into our segment now. The words I've been hearing from you all are very symbiotic with creativity, innovation, reinventing the wheel or reinventing or reinvent, you know, the whole state of creativity and morphing into new ideas and merging. And I love that. And I'm with you all on that. I didn't call on you, Tracia. I know I didn't, but we're going into your segment. So in the interest of time, just go into it and Norval. So here we have two brilliant entities I would consider. We have Norval Mendez. He's the CTO of Taptor LMS and the co-founder of Digitalawa. For those of you who don't know what Talawa means, it means you might be small, but you have an immense impact. And so I thought that was a cool name to merge it with Talawa, you know, Digitalawa. There we have Dilano Rapsey and Tracia John. They're founders and tutors of Situcan. So Norval is a tech entrepreneur, educator, and the chief technological officer at Taptor LMS, as I mentioned before. He specializes in building digital tools for knowledge sharing, cultural preservation, and learning. He believes in oh my gosh, what is this word? What's the word? Democratizing. I haven't used that word in my vocabulary a lot. Apologize. Democratizing education through innovation and indigenous technologies. Isn't that beautiful? And we have Situcan team, which we have Dilano and Tracia, and the Situcan is a youth founded educational initiative focused on making tutoring accessible to students across the Caribbean. Created by two passionate educators, Dilano and Tracia have turned their shared vision into a platform that not only provides academic support, but also nurtures youth development and confidence building. And so we're going to start off with Norval. So Norval is not only under the caps of, being the CTO of Top Tour LMS, he's also with us on our team here at the Carafil Alliance as our tech lead. And so knowing the works that he does, I felt it important, especially as a youth, to highlight the work that he's doing. To highlight the work that he's doing and to also share it with the Youth Hub so we know the projects that are underway. So Norval, are you ready to dive into your brilliance?
Okay, good morning everyone. How are you guys doing? You can open up the cameras and let me know how you're all doing. So, today's presentation, yes, it's centered around what we're doing, but it will also highlight aspects of innovation and also to kind of steer and direct you, if it's a case that you're looking to do something, right? Especially within the Caribbean. So yes, today's theme is youth-led innovation, but I kind of did a little dissection on empowering you through purpose-driven innovation, right? So the introduction is who am I, but Jamila just mentioned that I'm democratizing a lot of things. And the thing is that we're not necessarily just working on Top Tour, which is in the education tech ed, but also we're working on different projects, right? So I won't necessarily bore you with who I am, just to say I'm a software developer and entrepreneur based in Jamaica, and I love tech. It's the weekend now, and I can't wait until Monday, right? But that's it for me on who I am. So Top Tour is a tech-enabled tutoring platform that allows private tutor to connect and facilitate online tutoring to students. We are based in Calgary, Calgary in Canada, and we're upcoming cohort for the Alberta Innovate Incubation Program. So you can visit toptourlms.com, where if you're a tutor or if you're in private education and all of those stuff, you can sign up, and students or anyone who is eager to learn, they would actually join and book you, and throughout the platform, it facilitates the entire online engagement of education. Another project that we're working on, and this is holistic in regards to digital hour. So as Jamila mentioned, digital hour mean digital, but we're small and but we're digitally impactful, right? So we are a technology and software tech house that help company and organization with their technological needs. We are AWS and Google Cloud partner, and we do not only provide our clients with reliable server, but also company branded email domains for smooth running of the technological side of their business. We're also into SaaS product of one of our upcoming SaaS product, which is already on the market, is our work and travel software. And this is where we're actually building software for work and travel agencies to facilitate the sending of participants in the J1 H2B internship RPA program, globally. So that is one of our SaaS program, our products with Digital Hour. Then we have Gelpo, which is a tech-enabled marketplace that connects cleaners to customer while we manufacture and distribute eco-friendly cleaning products and services. So on the Verge, those are the three main projects that we are actually working on now, right? And I know that, our focus here is kind of centered in and of itself around tutoring, but Dilano and Tracia can also expound on that in their presentation, right? So in the presentation, I also note why youth innovation matters, and the two main things that jumps out is solving real world challenge and we being change maker. Whether it's in climate change, mental health, education, or technology, we are the generation that are creating the new path forward, right? So that's why youth innovation really matters. Fresh perspective. And that was my one word. I should have put a hyphen between fresh and perspective for it to become one word, but that was what my one word for innovation, if Jamila had reached to me, right? Innovation is not just about technology. When people hear about innovation, they often think about like apps, AI, and all the different fancy technology. But innovation is basically a new approach to maybe community organization, a fresh way of supporting mental wellness, or a creative solution for for local food security. And the key aspect is solving real world challenges. And I'm jumping here to say that in 2015, we've started a food bank on the University of the West Indies campus, which was adopted by Grace Kennedy in 2018. And when we started it, Claudine and I, what we saw was a challenge that students were facing. They were going to class or exam hungry. But the thing is that what could we do to actually solve that problem? And in 2015, maybe like a month after the 2030 SDG came out, we said, okay, maybe we could actually have a food pantry where persons could come in and, get food items to actually prepare so they can have their next meal. So the food bank helps provide university students now with care packages to reduce food insecurity among university students. And that's us ticking off SDG number 2. And there's a lot of SDG that we actually focus on within innovation, but in regards to the food bank, that's SDG 2. What helps innovation to thrive? Curiosity, courage/grit, right? Collaboration and supportive ecosystem. And, when we say ecosystem, we mean like different programs, funding, and mentorship target at youth innovation. And on my next slide, I'm going to actually give you a list of the ecosystem. And most of these ecosystem we've been a part of, or we are currently a part of, right? I head Carrifield Alliance, right? So as you know, Carrifield Alliance actually has a membership platform for whether you're a foundation, Changemaker, whatever it is, you can sign up and you can collaborate with like-minded individuals. And we also have like different funding agencies like the Ignite Innovation Grant provided by the DBJ. We also have the Young Leaders of the Americas Initiative, which is not necessarily direct funding, but it's like a program or initiatives that actually expose you to youth-led initiative in the Americas, including Canada, America, South America, right? We also have like Nobelum, and we are currently a part of the technological innovation program currently, and also the climate accelerator powered by Climate Kick, among the others. And basically, this is my presentation with a final thought to say that innovation starts small with a question, a passion, and a problem. And as young leaders, we don't need to wait on tomorrow to make that change. We are not just leaders of the future, but we are innovators right now. Thank you very much, guys. That's my presentation.
All right, give a round of applause, everybody, to Norval. Thank you so much for your innovative presentation. Dilano and Tracia,
Hola.
are you guys ready to go?
I'm ready.
Yes,
Okay.
ready to go. So, oh,
Should
sorry.
I go first or you want to go first?
Yeah, you could go ahead and introduce, and I'll pull out the presentation.
No problem at all. That's what I'll do. All right. Hello, everybody. I am Dilano, born in Trinidad, but my childhood was in Venezuela. When I had to leave Venezuela, it was how to say it was a piece of experience, right? To say it lightly, it was a piece of experience having to leave your family behind. So many sacrifices had to take place, right? And I remember the effects that that had on me, on my brain. I passed the first choice schools and it still went south, right? So I'm sharing this because of what inspired Situcan. Situcan is this innovative branding solution to target the psychology of both the parents and the children so that community is reformed. And like that, we get the chance to get rid of any mental issues like depression, because I went through depression because of this, right? So I've had the experience and I see what is happening with these youth, many of them extremely bright and not able to express nowhere near their full potential. So now that I got that out of the way, let me tell you what Situcan is. It is a fusion between the English and Spanish. Yes, you can. And the translation in Spanish is si tú puedes. So we just took both and said si tú can, making the mascot of the brand a toucan. Tracia, you could move your head a little bit to the left or to the right.
Yeah, I'm also sharing screen, so I think they can see the logo on screen.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Perfect.
Right?
Nice.
So,
Nice.
so the whole brand is based on telling children of this side of the world, English and Spanish speaking, and we'd like to include more than just that, but this is presently our target audience. It is to tell these children and the parents that together, yes, you can, right? Why does it work? We are focusing on education. Yes? Somebody said something?
No, it was me. I was wondering if you wanted to just quickly
No worries. Yes.
just I just wanted to add to what you said so far.
Yes.
Because I think how you described it was pretty much the emotional side of it for sure. Everything Dilano said is accurate, and I also wanted to give a bit more understanding as to what it is that we do. So we in Trinidad and Tobago, a lot of Venezuelan immigrants are in the island to the point where Spanish could kind of be considered a second language. And unfortunately, these immigrants have kids that can't enter public school very easily. At the time when we started this, it was there was no provisions at all for these Venezuelan children to enter. which would lean into like the depression that Dilano experienced in his time, and how these kids could be undergoing depression as well and not playing to their strengths or their intelligence. So we started this as like private tutoring for Spanish speaking kids to learn 2 essential subjects, which is English and maths. Yeah. Oh, and I'll also show you our mission statement, which kind of captures everything that Dilano mentioned as well, which is that everything is easy through patience, respect, dedication, support, and fun. And those 5 values is what we have the kids learn, and we try to incorporate a moment that represents each of those pillars during our lessons. Yes. So just wanted to add that.
Right, nice. Thank you very much. So so what Tracia said with the core values and whatnot, that is what ties into the foundation of Situcan, what was pulled out from the purpose that we did not understand at the moment, but that we created. And that is where education comes in. It ties into not wanting poverty. It also creates less poverty, education itself, which is why we believe so strongly in it. It's also life that we teach them, right? And education itself will require clean food and water. So like how Nerval pointed out the SDGs, all the major SDGs for education could be tied into it, right? And why something like Situcan will work is because of the same reason, and I'm not, okay, it's because of the same reason that political campaigns on the ground work. When people see, they believe. And when they see action through videos and through whatever else we are doing, it pushes it beyond just internet, right? So how does the partnership with Carifil tie in? How I see it is that Carifil represents the Caribbean, and Trinidad alone cannot assist that migration. The Caribbean could be a very powerful maritime force to do the right thing, and Carifil is that. So that's my 2 cents.
All right, thank you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. See, well, we had to have you both on to showcase what you're doing. I have some questions for you, but just wanted to check in with the participants who are here today. Does anybody have any questions that you want to ask? Now is the open forum for that.
Hi, I have a question for. Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Thank you.
Are you hearing me?
Yes.
Your mic is muting off and coming on.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. Sorry. Yeah, so I have a question for Dilano. As a trainee myself, it was interesting to hear about, Situcan, and I think it's very, very noble.
Mike.
Yeah, is it that you guys have a physical location somewhere?
No, we don't have a physical location. We actually have an interesting point system, and for the first sessions, let's say for the first 1 to 3 months, according to how we see fit, we will go on a weekly basis by the children. And then after that, we have devised a point system, and it has proven successful for the groups that we tried. So they will be learning maths and English and life on their own with their parents, and we will be visiting them on a monthly basis or every 2 months to see how things are going. Most of the point system is based on them win in points, but it could also lose points for lack of communication thereof. So we are encouraging communication, in other words, right? Why I say that is because we are designing it for it not to need a physical location and always needing constant presence of the teachers, making it very budget friendly.
Okay, nice. Good job. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Does anybody else have any questions?
Hi, I just wanted to comment. I really, really strongly believe in your model because it also empowers the parents with the tools necessary to extend the learning at home in any situation. So I feel like it's brilliant and that's innovative in how you are conducting this type of endeavor. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. My heart is just, it's just beautiful. And I really wholeheartedly believe in that model and parents being active participants in their child's education because it has to extend beyond any physical location. It has to begin at home. And it's just beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for that.
I would say to
yeah, go on.
I would say to add to that, just because I don't think we went into that part of the model too much. So by tutoring at their home, a lot of the times the parents themselves could get involved, and these parents usually only know Spanish. But by the end of the 3 months, they would probably be able to say certain things in English. I've seen that progression. And I've also seen parents who probably learn English through their job start using their kids to practice, and their kids get inspiration back from them to practice and keep it going. And then another thing that we developed as well was something called the Toucan lexicon, which was like a structured piece of literature that they could refer to so that they could keep the education going, just like you said, Stephanie. So thank you for that.
Yes.
I also had a slight thing to also add on. Also maybe a question if necessary. When involving the youth and how you encourage them past like their difficulties and what they face, and them being a part of the Situcan, I also think it's very noble and very important for this positive support system that I feel like y'all have created. And I kind of just wanted to know like the team that also involves with y'all and like who works with y'all and stuff, because it seems like such a good and noble cause. It's like just wanting to learn more about such, you know, the people that are involved in such a supportive system is, you know, I also feel like wondering, you know, just like a slight curiosity, you know, because I highly support parent involvement. It's also how I got here today, just that support system. So I feel like it's very important to me. And I also wanted to know more about that team that you have involved with y'all.
Right. So the team, Tracia has provided part of the team, and the rest of the team is Tracia and myself. We are the main educators at the moment. What's happening is that her bosses at Unipet, it's a energy station. They're trying to go into a future of solar and wind and whatnot. But they are one of the second biggest gas company in Trinidad, right? And if you talk to the CEO and whatnot of this company, they are a really put together team that are about community. They provided the space for graduation. They provided several little things where they could have helped, which makes them part of the team. My family also provided spaces, makes them part of the team. And our specific teaching method is how we would like to expand the team. So how we would like to do so is by inviting people who would like to practice the Situcan brand, the core values. We're not just bringing in each and everybody, because then that could, how to say, it could cause a negative ripple effect in the direction that we wouldn't like to. So that is why the core values are so important, and we emphasize them much more than the average company or NGO or whatever, because those core values are the core of the company. If anybody is interested in becoming part of it, we could definitely talk further.
Yeah. And I would also add to say that through partnerships like Tactile LMS, which is Norval's solution that he presented earlier, I think we could accelerate that part of it as well, because I agree that partnerships and having a team is what really keeps things going, and what helps things to become viral and spread. So yeah.
I would like to add to what you just said. It's that by the way, great question. So going back to Nerval, Nerval is providing an online platform, which means that we wouldn't have to be dependent on location based, and that can help us expand our network. And so I think it's a really inspiring move. What is Nerval age? I think he's about your age group, like 25 or so, right?
I'm older than that. I'm older
You're
than
older.
that.
How you looking young, so? Seriously. No, but it's an extremely innovative solution. And that is why I believe that we could assist each other extremely strongly. Is two is two big heart organizations that are coming together to make something beautiful happen.
Thank
I
you.
agree. I agree.
Definitely.
And
And
so go ahead,
and
Norm.
and you know, this is where I spoke on ecosystem, you know. Ecosystem is not necessarily just the many organization out there that gives the big bucks, but we as a community, whether it's our family member, our friend, our co-worker, it's just the entire ecosystem that we have to rely on to actually push forward our innovation and just to, you know, be inspired and to just move forward.
Okay, great. Great. So there is beautiful potential here. I'm looking forward to the possibilities of the future with both of what you're doing and the potential collaboration with Carousel and both yourselves. Um, I have a few questions myself. So Norval, what's your vision for digital education in the next 5 to 10 years?
So, I'm not necessarily speaking for myself, but as the team, what we've, you know, we met and we spoke that what we foresee is that home education, right, is going to be a big thing, in the near future. And yes, it's to connect tutors with, students, but it's to actually go down the route of what Situcan is doing and facilitating organization like Situcan to actually expand, right? So that's our goal in the next 5 to 10 years.
Okay, great. So your target markets are looking like, in terms of team, for this collaboration and partnership, is looking at sourcing tutors for your websites and your domains, correct?
Exactly. So currently we have tutors on board. We're always looking for tutors. Or organization who does homeschooling, for example, right? And this is not just regional, it's a global movement, right? So even if Situcan, let's say there's a student in Japan, hypothetically, and Situcan is on our platform and they want to actually tutor that Japanese, then they can. We want to make it a space that is not limited by border, right? And with all the 5 elements that Situcan presented, we fusing Situcan on our platform is just a game changer. It's a force for good.
Okay, great. So I'm seeing that clearly these are initiatives by powerful youth-led people. It's not only for the Caribbean, but it's also for the globe, right? So I would say then, what role would youth innovation play in shaping Caribbean technology for a global market?
Could you repeat the question again?
I was asking, what role do you see youth innovation playing in shaping Caribbean technology?
Well, if we go back to the presentation, I would have said why youth innovation matters, right? And, you know, innovation, again, is not necessarily surrounded by tech, whether it's app, AI, or blockchain. You know, it's simple creating a fresh perspective around solving a problem, right? So don't think that because you're not in tech, you're not innovative, right? So it's being the change maker that we are, right? And also solving real world challenges, as I mentioned, through fresh perspective, courage, and urgency. Again, climate change is a big issue. What are we doing to actually alleviate that problem, not only within the Caribbean, but also on a global spectrum? Because if we solve climate change at the regional level, what about everything else? It's one Earth, right? Eventually, the Caribbean is going to be crips in near future, right? So it's a global in it, everything that we do in innovation should not necessarily look on a regional perspective, but on a global perspective.
Okay, thank you. And Delano, or
Yes.
what challenges have you faced as young founders and how did you overcome them?
We faced several challenges, and I would let Tracia mention some of them. What I would say was our major challenge was trying to figure out how to connect the children to the parents, because the parents are more focused on putting that minimal amount of food on the table. So we had to figure out how to connect parents to children and how to connect children to the interest of studying. And that was pretty challenging, considering that they came from a broken past. So what we are simply trying to offer as a solution to the world is to not only mend that broken past, but to make it even stronger than before, so that when they go back to their countries, there is this, how to say, this strong connection, this strong alliance between the Caribbean and Latin America.
Brilliant. And so this next one, you could probably answer, Tracia. How are you measuring the impact currently of your tutoring work with Situcan?
Sure. So basically what we have is what I mentioned earlier, which was the Toucan lexicon. And that adds structure in terms of adding levels to the different qualities or like educational achievement points that we want the students to achieve. So in level 1, for example, it might just be the English alphabet for the English side. And then for math, it could be just learning how to count, because those essential foundational skills are often missing. And then what we do is we have the students decide what level they want to achieve by the end of the 3 months. And we help them work towards achieving each of those levels. And we measure it against that. So we have the starting performance indicator from the lexicon, and then we have the ending of were they able to achieve what they set out to do. We also have the point system that carries on after the 3 months, like Dilano mentioned earlier, which is everything we do is a tangible, like, measuring method to see how these students are progressing and to see how much they could push themselves as well. Yeah, I hope that answers the question.
Yes, it does. Thank you so much. And so we're at the end of our presentations. We're brilliant speakers. Thank you so much for coming and sharing the work that you're doing. This is an incredible example of youth innovation and collaboration as well. And so I see that Norval has a question. You may go ahead.
Well, it's not a question. It's just to highlight something that, we probably would have missed off. That, we're in process of trying to see how best we can actually, Situcan and Top Tour can actually work with Carifil to create, to access funders and members within the alliance so we can provide tutoring to the CXC, right, or CSEC students, right? Because our goal was to actually do it up in the air, but we're still actually working on that partnership. So next year going forward, our hope is to actually provide 2,000 tutoring assistant to students through our tutoring platform. And this partnership would actually be between Top Tour, LMS, Caribbean Philanthropic Alliance, and Situcan. So there would also try and see how best we can actually measure the performance and how the correlation between what we're providing as an innovative solution to, students' result next year as opposed to this year.
Okay, so yes, I was getting into that, and I thank you that you mentioned it, Norval. If there is anybody who is interested in working alongside this project in terms of if you're a tutor, if you know tutors or in the Caribbean, please drop your contact information, Norval, and the Citycan team, your website, so people can check it out. And also just keep your ears open within the Carifil Alliance Youth Hub group, just to hear for any information that we have in relation to this budding partnership that we're exploring. So thank you again, everyone, for listening. And I see that O'Brien is here and he has his hand up, so I will let you go ahead and say what you need to say.
Yes, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
You hear me clearly?
Yes.
I just want to
Clear
say
enough.
nice, okay. I'm glad I came today. I was very inspired, I will say, by all three of your presentations. And for me, it answered a lot of questions to a specific problem that I've found on my island, where we have a lot of young people who are scared of getting into agriculture themselves. But then when Dilano mentioned his past and his experience, I realized that recently we've had a hurricane and also COVID-19. And then if you did back a few 20, 30 years, you have those traumatic experiences that they tend to be so common that we overlook them, but then they affect what happens to our youth and their drive to do the things that we actually want them to do. Because everybody's wondering, like, we in the climate change area, why don't we try to do something different? And then we realize that the very people that can make the change are the ones that have been affected the most. So for me personally, yeah, it had me thinking, because for me and my father, we started our business called Cocoa Valley Eco Farms roughly 4 to 5 years ago. But we've been into agriculture for a longer time than that. So we've had to push each other through that phase of overcoming those setbacks and those challenges. So now seeing how the technology and the innovation and also with this specific detail to helping people learn, education and so on. And with the thinking and wondering how can I tailor and suit an approach like that towards my own youth in my community and in the environment. So you guys have me thinking. So I thank you for that.
Nice.
Yes, that's nice. And hopefully I will keep in touch for sure. I will keep in touch for sure because I'm very interested into how you tailored reaching out to them, the challenges that you had, and what I can do on my own end.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing is, you have the education aspect of it, and then you also have the hands-on aspect, and I'm that kind of person. We have different people with different ideas, and they want to implement them, but they're just scared to. So a lot of people, you have the people that are scared to learn, but they're not afraid to do anything. But then you have the people that are afraid to do anything, but they can learn. So it's you have to bridge the gap there. So
O'Brien,
yes.
I have something to tell you about what you just mentioned. So I've been healing, I've been doing a lot. It took a long time because if you're not aware to take action, right? And I'm writing something very interesting. Creating so I'm trying to not spoil you in the sense like how you will spoil a show. It is pretty much a book I'm writing, and it will deal with a new mythical creature being created from broken pasts, collective broken pasts. So it's just to bring understanding to stories like the one that you just mentioned. So yeah, we should really connect strongly. A good few people here today. We should connect strongly.
And for me, in regards to what O'Brien said, you know, that's what keeps innovation to thrive. And the curiosity that you mentioned, that you're starting to think outside of the box, that's what breathes innovation. So keep on doing what you're doing. And remember, not because you're not in tech, that doesn't mean you can't apply an innovative way of agriculture that is, even if it's maybe in Malaysia or Japan and not in the Caribbean, you still can have your own twist around it. You understand? So just keep on pushing and keep on moving.
Thank you very much, man. And interestingly enough, that's what we've been doing for the past 5 years. You see, some of those places that you mentioned, we've been outsourcing information strategies, and we developed our own unique agricultural system that is proven to function and work. My problem is teaching that to people and getting them to pick it up because it's like you see, when something is not common, everybody
Yeah.
looks at it like it's a gun pointed towards them. They think it's going to kill them because they have no idea what you're explaining to them. But the problem
Yeah.
is, so it's just I'm talking slowly because my brain is moving faster than my mouth. I
Of
apologize.
course, yeah.
It happens.
But yeah, I enjoyed coming here today. Thank you guys.
Lovely.
Always a pleasure to see you, O'Brien. And yes, I'm happy you were here today in order to take in this information by these two brilliant entities. So yeah, I'm sure there's a lot that's going to come from after this meeting. So thank you guys again for sharing. And if there's anybody interested, as I mentioned, just check the chat. We have a few links there that we sent. So anything that grabs your eyes, please keep the contacts going, okay? I have to say as well before we move into the next segment, happy International Men's Mental Wellness Month. You mentioned something very profound that reminded me of that, Dilano. So I just want to take a moment to pause and really commend all the men here that are doing the work. You know, we see you and we appreciate, love you. So keep going and keep growing. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. It's great. It's a great opportunity to be in community with you all. So just continue doing what you're doing and we see you. Thank you. So
Thank you.
you're welcome. Without further ado, I will hand over now to our beautiful CEO, Anthea McCluckin. and Dwayne Gutzmer to speak on our upcoming forum, which is going to be in October in Jamaica, and the award ceremony that we have as well. So Dwayne and Anthea, are you here checking in?
Hey, Jamila, I noticed Anthea got beautiful before
I
her
know.
name. I don't know how I should
I
take that.
really loved her introduction too. I was feeling very, I was feeling very beautiful when she said it.
I don't know.
I love it.
Anthea, your camera is a little bit hazy. I don't know
Mine?
if it probably need a little focusing or maybe just a little wiping off. But we could certainly see your glasses popping through
Wait, 1 second, let me fix that.
the thing. So I think it's probably just maybe just get a cloth and just wipe at the top. But while Anthea beautiful Anthea fixes her camera,
For
let me
both of
just say,
you.
sorry?
The beauty was for both of you.
No. Too late, Jamila, too late. But I'll take the men's mental health wellness month part. So I'll receive that part. Folks, it's really lovely being here. And it's really lovely listening to just the engagement and the things that our young persons are getting up to. And it just helps us to know that what we are doing is important, trying to build an ecosystem that fosters some of these same innovation, trying to foster opportunities for young persons like yourselves who are on this call. And so it was just lovely to be listening in the background while beautiful Anthea had me working, by the way. But it's another story. So I see Anthea, you're back. So I'll turn over to you. And in the meantime, Jamila, maybe you could give me sharing privileges because there's some stuff that beautiful Anthea would want me to put on screen as well.
All right. What you can do for me before you come off doing is just share and then I'll allow you to prompt there. So try to share your screen and then I'll allow you.
Boom. Yeah, it's working.
Perfect.
Well, I must say, to keep the beautiful conversation going, it is a beautiful day for many reasons. And for me, I'm feeling very warmed by all of you being here and being part of the Youth Hub consistently. I'm beginning to see a lot of names that are constantly reoccurring on this Youth Hub conversation that we have every month. And the intent of it is to build a wonderful youth movement through philanthropy. And I must share my thank you and appreciation to Jamila for keeping it going and for making the important connections and building the necessary relationships to build what we call a strong Caribbean philanthropy system. And we know that we can't do it without you. Not because the fact that you're young, but because you are innovative and you are courageous, which is very much part of being of creating a different type of thinking around philanthropy, and to also speak truth into what innovation is about. So I wasn't privy to the early conversations this morning around your presentations, but I heard the latter part of the conversation around the important role of innovation and what that means. And I truly believe that the Caribbean is ahead of the game in so many different respects, but in particular in climate, not because we're just the most vulnerable region in the world that are experiencing climate change. But because of that, we are doing a lot of wonderful innovations on the ground in our communities, and you are the ones that are making it happen. And we need to place you in the forefront and to share with everyone in terms of how you're doing it and how you're connecting and addressing climate change in particular. So Dilano, I heard you have this wonderful platform around education. Norval, you are as well. I'm doing the same in terms of your work in the education space as well as in the tourism space. But what I'm hearing is that you're connecting all the dots. So you're talking about sustainable development goals as well as talking about what you're doing on the ground. And it just makes me feel really great that we have a very promising future ahead of us within the Caribbean. So I want to just encourage all of you to continue to be bold in your thinking, which is necessary for innovation. and to be courageous in your space, and also to be present in thinking through, what your lived experiences are and placing it on the table and placing it in spaces through all the stuff you do. So Dilano, I know you're a storyteller. Mr. O'Brien, I'm meeting you for the first time. I feel really great that you're here, and I hope to see you more. I'm Norville, he is like the youth who's behind the scenes doing so many different things, not only in technology, but believes in Carafil. I see Tracia, I see Stephanie, Bellanel, Nikki, Claudine, and of course, I also see Tali Mohammed, who's been with us from the very beginning, and she also introduced herself as doing a lot of work within the region around climate. So thank you all. In terms of our work today and what I'm going to present is few minutes. I want you to be able to peruse the website site uh, that is evolving and developing over the next couple of weeks. You're going to see more names, more faces coming up, but we have an exciting philanthropy forum that's going to be hosted in Jamaica on October 28th through the 31st. And this particular, you're doing the awards first or the forum? I think just do the forum first, I think. Start with the forum. And the forum, as you can see, many of you who are familiar with Jamaica, you know that wonderful, beautiful central historical space called Devon House is where we'll be beginning our conversation. But the conversation is about future forward thinking around philanthropy. And I want you to participate with us online. If you can't make it, we have a virtual space for you as well. For those who are in Jamaica, we're going to spend some time thinking creatively how youth can have a conversation with our philanthropic partners and stakeholders that are in Jamaica, as well as who are going to be coming from different parts of the world to talk with us about Caribbean philanthropy. What we want to do is to reimagine philanthropy in a very different way, and to be able to give it voice in terms of what is our specific narrative around philanthropy. And that philanthropy has been going on for a long time within the Caribbean, and what we need to do is to podiate it together in terms of how we give. And there are different ways in which we give, which is what we're going to be talking about. And then absolutely what ways we need to change how we do it and to embrace the new environments that are in front of us. So when you're talking about technology, we have to talk about the role of technology. As we talk about philanthropy, what does that mean in terms of how we share our story, present our data and our information? It has to have a technology space within it. So we're going to be talking about that. And also, we'll be also talking about different commitments that philanthropists are doing within the space. One big commitment that we will be talking about is a climate commitment in the context of philanthropy, and it's called climate philanthropy. We at Carafil is leading the funded commitment for philanthropy in the Caribbean. And what that means is that we're sort of galvanizing the philanthropic community to think strategically about what ways they are funding and how they're committing to philanthropy. And we're going to be asking you, which is what Dwayne will be talking a little bit about in terms of having young people to give voice to that commitment. But in terms of the forum in particular, you see here it's a future forum, Caribbean philanthropy. It's 3 days, so that's exciting. Our core themes will be talking about decolonizing philanthropy, thinking about it differently, taking away all understanding what the colonial structures are, decolonizing those structures and coming up with new ways in which we can actually develop platforms for philanthropy. We'll be making a presentation around the important role of diaspora and local giving in the space. And of course, we're talking about the important role of data and transparency and impact. All those things will be part of this forum. And one component that I think we're going to be raising is the role of the creative and cultural power of philanthropy in the space. So we're going to be having roundtables, we'll be having spotlights, additions as well, which really just means that we will be podiating working strategies what's actually happening on the ground, spotlighting them and giving it a name and recognition, but also speaking to how they're doing their work within the space. And then, of course, we're going to be talking about young people and the role of young people and how our emerging youth philanthropists and philanthropic stakeholders are making a difference. So we're going to be inviting you to very much spread the word about joining. I know that many of you are in different spaces, and so we have created a virtual space for all of you as well to participate. There might be sponsorship available to participate. There is a cost to it, but we will discuss that in terms of how we can move that forward. And we have asked some of our philanthropy players to help us to provide sponsorship for our young people to join on our live stream as well. So you see three things there, and I'm not going to go. So I was going to ask you to look online. It's still evolving. There's no faces yet there. There are no speakers in terms of who's speaking yet, but that will come in short order. So before I move to and you can see here the 4 days of transformation, and you can see the sessions that are evolving as we speak. So I'm not going to spend too much time on that. You can ask me questions after I finish presenting. The next component, which I think will be important to discuss, is our Women Impact Awards. And a Women Impact Awards is our awards that we want to recognize women who are making a significant contribution to the Caribbean. We all know that women-led initiatives are strong and emerging and evolving and making deep impact in the world of sustainable development. And what we wanted to do is to begin to recognize women that are making a difference within the African Caribbean diaspora. You can bring up the slide, and you can bring it up if you can, if you can do that, Dwayne. And so where, you can look on the site. I'm not going to go into much detail about the why, but again, the why is just very clear, is that we are growing in number, but not only growing in independence, but we are making a significant difference. And we're not only making a difference around climate, but we're making a difference in the economic space as well. And so our influences is powerful on the ground, but also we want to make the case that women also need to sit at the policy table as well. Many of you young people are already making that happen within your respective non-governmental organizations that you are leading and organizing. And many of us now are recognizing the importance of young people. And I know that I see you in different spaces, and we need to keep that up to ensure that we have your perspective shared as we make decisions about the Caribbean in general. In terms of recognizing exceptional women leaders, you can bring it up as when we get to two specific awards in particular. You can read this at your own leisure. Jamila will share the link in terms of who we're spotlighting and why we're spotlighting them. So you can move up. You can move that up. And just say that there are two specific award categories in particular that we're going to ask you to begin to share your nominations. Nominations end in the month from now, the end of July. But we want you to be robust in nominating as many young people as you can. So there are two categories in particular. The Outstanding Young Woman in Leadership Impact Award category. And that category is all about looking at young women that are making a difference in philanthropy, in grassroots activism, in innovation, and in advocacy, and particularly working with our marginalized and indigenous communities, and then making a big, significant contribution and changes on the ground. So you can look at that category, and we really need you to give us your thoughts. And many of you in your respective countries have young women that are making a difference, as well as making a difference regionally. The Empower Her Impact Award, and even that title, I know I give kudos to Jamila for that title. She was very passionate about creating an Empower Her Impact Award. And here we're honoring Caribbean women of all ages who are making a difference again within their communities, especially those that are in the education space, in the creative expression space, in the advocacy space, in the grassroots organizing space. And as what we would say, when you press on it, breaking barriers, building equity, and unlocking potential. So we'll ask you to specifically look at those two. You can look at all the others as well. If you have burning experience of women that have been in your lives or you've seen across the region that need to be podiated and nominated, please do so for all the other categories, but in particular, those two that I mentioned would be wonderful as well. And so I look forward to your participation over the next couple of months. We'll be leaning on Jamila, and Jamila will be leaning on you to give us insights that we would need to put this philanthropy forum together as well. We're looking for some cultural showcasing that we'd want to do in Jamaica. If you have some thoughts about that and what would be interesting for our global philanthropy community to see, please share that with Jamila and she'll share it with me, or I'm very much accessible and available. So you can actually email me directly as well. We could talk about that. But just wanted to present this to you today to say that it's active, we're excited, and we look forward to your support for the forum and for the Impact Awards and for Carifil in general. And just thank you for all the work that you're doing in the space. You can take that off. If you have any questions, please. Any questions from the hello? You can take it off now. You can take off the hello?
So and the nomination form,
And you put in the link. You put the link on.
yes, the link is there, and the nomination button is at the top of the menu on that page. What I'm going to do now is to reopen it because I'm seeing where it said that it reached the maximum nomination, but I'm going to open that now so you guys won't see that message anymore. Done.
Okay. Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Any questions from the group here? Wonderful.
Vincent, I see your mic is unmuted. Did you have a question? Okay, I guess not. So you can check in the chat. The link was sent by Norval, where you can check out the awards page and send in your nominations. And as Anthea mentioned, if you have any questions or any suggestions, please feel free to let me know. And we will definitely take it from there in relation to preparing for October. Thank you for letting us know all the works that's happening behind the scenes, Anthea and beautiful Dwayne.
So Dwayne is gonna talk with you now about our initiative called CLASP, and he's gonna just talk specifically about what we're doing with CLASP and the role that all of you here need to play to bring it to fruition. So over to you, Dwayne.
Sure, just 2 more minutes of your time, team, just to share with you. And most of you, if not all, would have already seen the podcasts that are being circulated. And if you haven't watched it as yet, jump over to Carifil's website, and there are about 4 or 5 episodes that you could check out. So that's part of an initiative called CLASP. And that's really an initiative of Carifil that just aims at, spotlighting and highlighting some of what is going on in the region around climate and climate action. And there are a couple of different objectives that we want to get out of this CLASP initiative. And the first one is regional knowledge and digital platform development. Again, a centralized space where you can go and get information about what's going on in different parts of the region. And Anthea had pointed out that Talia is in the room, and Talia is one of those persons who helps to kind of coordinate and is in touch with a number of different climate-related things that's happening in and around the region. The second objective is technical assistance and capacity building. We hear terms, we hear different buzzwords being thrown around. And so these workshops and capacity building initiatives are aimed at helping civil society organizations, young people like yourselves, just be in that fold and understand exactly what is happening. And so we've had one of those sessions so far, and we want to have a much more fulsome conversation with youth, and we're going to be talking with Jamila to see how that could be done. The third objective is Caribbean funder commitment development. Again, another central space where we can have entities who provide funding for companies in, organizations throughout the region. One place where you can go and find that information: who is funding, what are their priority areas, how much have they funded in the past, just things like that. We're trying to see if we can get, and then also a sense of where are these entities located. And so we're trying to develop a tool where we can extract a little bit more information, and that's expected to get underway in October. And so as we progress towards that, build the tools and so on, we're going to come back to you for feedback and as a sounding board and so on, because again, we want and understand the value of getting youth input as we go along. CLASP is also about amplification, storytelling, and multi-sectoral stakeholder engagement. And we heard some storytelling earlier. You might not call it storytelling, but just some of what you've shared is important to amplify and let others know, because just like how we had some connections in the room here, we can have wider connections across the Caribbean if other persons know what is being done. And so far we've been doing some of those podcasts, but we want to be able to have some more targeted engagements and discussions with individuals as we go forward. And then there's the data survey and funder mapping that's linked closely to what we had mentioned earlier, where we're trying to just map different matrix as it relates to funder commitment. What is it that they have agreed to fund, and just how they're going to go about that. The last piece of the objectives for CLASP is integration with global movement and forum preparation, which is the forum that Anthea mentioned earlier. But this integration with global movement, we can't do it alone. The region, needs to be au fait with what's happening in other parts of the world. And so we want to make sure that we're in tandem with just how philanthropy is moving across the globe. And so that integration is something that's important. And the forum is a nice melting pot, a nice place where we can get different stakeholders, experts, and so on to come and just share what has been happening. There's a survey that we would love it if you can help us with some of the responses around, what climate philanthropy means to you as a young person. I want to say it's a short survey, but because we want meaningful engagement, it might take you a little bit of time to think on some of the answers before jotting it in, before ticking a yes or no. And so I'm going to ask you to carve out some time for us to provide some input on this survey. I'm going to put the link in the chat. I'm also going to send it to Jamila so that Jamila, you could send it to persons who are not here. But for us, it's very important that we get the youth voice in terms of what it is that we're doing. And so I wanted to just come on, talk a little bit about what this initiative is, and then also just beg and implore you to spend some time and complete this questionnaire for us. And if you know anybody else who is kind of in the space, or they have an interest in anything climate related, then we would want you to send it to them so that we can also get their views as well. That will help us to know how we craft some of the things that we have upcoming. All right. So thanks again for the time. Great being here. And I'm going to drop the link in the chat.
Thank you so much, Dwayne. Exciting mission. And yes, I will definitely send the links once provided to the wider community. We're literally 5 minutes over our ending time, so I just wanted to take the time to say thank you everybody for being here. Before we leave, I would love for us to take our customary screenshots just to mark the day. So if you could come on screen, please do so. And I will take a photo of us.
I've put the link in the chat in the meantime while we get the cameras on.
Right, and I think that our date for our climate meeting, where the youth perspective will be important for you to join, is July 10th. And we will send that information. Norval and Jamila and Dwayne Talib will send that information through our Gmail to all of you. So that's July 10th.
Okay, great. July 10th, mark that date.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's on now. Tracia is gone.
Vincent, I don't see Vincent.
Vincent. Okay, Belanel. Okay, ready?
So my internet became unstable, so I don't think my camera is showing.
I'm seeing the Situcan logo, if that works.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And before everybody goes, one thing for me, this is just for me, I just wanted to say the country that you're in, where you are, after we do the lovely shot, maybe after we do the shot, Jim, I just want to hear from everybody in terms of where they're situated.
Okay, let's do
The
that.
ninth
And
region.
we'll go to that. So anybody who's coming on camera, now's your time. 3, 2, 1, smile. One more. 3, 2, 1, smile. Got it. All right, over to you, Anthea.
Just where you're located. So I'm Trinidad and Tobago.
I'm Jamaica.
I'm Jamaica.
O'Brien.
Dominica.
Alicia.
Trinidad and Tobago, but from St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Trinidad and Tobago.
Dilano. We know where you're from.
Belanel.
Who else is here? Claudine.
From Pakistan.
Hamza is from Pakistan.
Okay. Yes, we heard.
Yeah.
Hamza is from Pakistan. Yes.
Wonderful.
Kiki's from Trinidad and Tobago. Stephanie's from Canada, but she's currently in Jamaica.
Claudine is from Jamaica, but she's busy.
Yes. Shane.
Jamaica.
Okay, wonderful.
Okay. And I think that's
O'Shane is also a part of our team. O'Shane, yes, at Jelpo Digital Hour and also Top Tour.
Oh, wonderful, fantastic. And there's Vincent. Okay. Hi, Vincent. And you're located where?
I'm from Jamaica.
Okay, wonderful, great.
Awesome.
Wonderful. Thank you all. Thank you, Jamila. Thank you, everybody.
And as we close, I just want to say thank you guys so much for an inspiring and future-focused Youth Hub session. I want to say a big thank you to our guest innovators, Norval, Dilano, and Tracia, for showing us how vision, teamwork, and purpose can transform, educate, and inspire technology in our region. And to everybody here today, remember, you don't have to wait to be older to lead. You just have to start. So keep dreaming, building, and supporting each other. And if you haven't already, please take a moment to sign up as a registered member of the Caribbean Philanthropic Alliance and become an official change maker, a part of the community. And I'll share the link again. And until next time, keep innovating and believing in the power of your ideas. Have a great day.
Thank you so much.
Blessing.
you.
Yay.
All right, blessed
Bye-bye.
day.
Thank
Peace.
you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.